Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Eldho Ondho Sirait, and today I will present to you my presentation on article about something that I found interesting. The title is Teaching Speaking Skills in English Language Using Classroom Activities in Secondary School Level in Eldho Municipality, Kenya. The one who made article is Benter Osenogudu. The background of the article is as follows. Majority of high school graduates cannot speak English language properly. Even the bright students who get high scores in written examination are unable to express themselves orally in English language. In Kenya, students lack communicative and linguistic competence and often code switch to use Sheng and Kiswahili. Sheng and Kiswahili is the native language of Kenya. According to many researchers, the reason for poor speaking skills could come from the lack of emphasis on speaking skills in the curriculum, since it is not examined in national examinations. Teachers on limited English proficiency and class conditions that do not favor oral activities and limited opportunities outside class for practicing using English language. We have come to the research objectives. This research objective is to study and to find out the classroom activities used by the teachers to promote learners' active participation in speaking skills lesson in 8 secondary schools in Eldho Municipality, Kenya. The study was based on Krashen 1985. The theoretical framework of this study is many students in secondary schools were shy and prefer remaining quiet in class because they were unable to express themselves properly in spoken English. The second one is work with pairs strategy. The third one, cultural factors have been found to hamper effective implementation of communicative language teaching methodologies. The research method of this study are as follows. This study follows the design of quantitative methodology. Why is it quantitative methodology? It is because the researchers or the author use questionnaires as a means to find out teachers' responses, students' responses, and observed lessons. This study also included instruments such as SPPS computer package and tape recorder. The next part is simple random sampling procedure was followed as described by Mugenda 2008. A table of random numbers was employed to sample the provincial and district secondary schools except national schools category where there was only one in an entire municipality, thus purposefully sampled. A total of 8 out of 23 secondary schools, constituting about 30% of sampled population of secondary schools in the municipality, were selected. The same technique was again used to select 30% from 3 students per school. Purposive sampling was used to select 2 Form 3 teachers of English from each school. Techniques that are used in the classroom activities are as follows. The first one is discussion or group discussion. The second one is storytelling. The third one is poem recitation. The fourth one is dramatization. The fifth one is songs. The sixth one is debating. The seventh is speech. The eighth was tongue twisters. The ninth was role play. And the last one is oral skills. Based on questionnaires from teachers, students, and classroom observation, the activities that are used by the teachers to conduct lesson was differed from the mode of delivery and preferences as shown by the frequencies of use of the class activities. Based on the teacher responses, 14 teachers use all of these activities dependent on the situation. The order of the activities that are mostly used are in order. The first one that are mostly used is discussion, which at 92.9%, followed by dramatization, which is 85.7%, and then songs, 78.6%, and then the next one is impromptu speeches and tongue twisters, each are at 71.47%. And the next one is short stories and role play, which at 64.3%. Then the last one is oral drills, which is the least used techniques in the classroom, which at 42.9%. Based on student responses, the most widely used techniques in a classroom are as follows. The most used is discussion, which at 88.9%. The second one is storytelling, which at 82.7%. The third one is poem recitation, which at 82.9%. And the next one is dramatization, which at 69.4%. And the next one is debating, which at 67.1%. And after that is songs, which at 58.7%. Next is tongue twisters, which at 58.3%. The eighth one is role play, which at 53.6%. And the next one, impromptu speeches, which at 37.3%. And the least used techniques, according to the student, is oral drills, which at 35.3%. The next one is observed lessons. One major observation was that classroom activities were carried by the teachers in varying degrees. Discussion was more popular than oral skills in all school categories. In general, teachers in the national school were able to integrate several classroom activities within a lesson, for instance dialogues, discussion, impromptu speeches, and role play, as opposed to provincial and district schools. And after classroom activity ended, the teachers usually conduct a question and answer session. However, In these classroom activities, students still use native language when doing group discussion. The study then made its conclusion as follows. The first one is imbalanced frequency on all of the techniques usage. This means that the teachers would mostly use most preferred techniques in classroom activity. The second one is students still use native language while learning. If students still use native language while learning, the target language learning will be hampered. The third one is teachers usually use only one technique in classroom activity. These techniques should be used together in a classroom activity, not only individually. The teachers should use these techniques together in order to increase the efficiency in learning the language. That's it for the presentation. Thank you very much for the attention.